So tell us why you think the church is being criticized and if the criticism is justified. Welcome to the mic, Ajuoga.
To answer your first question, let's look at it critically. Since we can go back to June and look at what has happened from that time to that time, then we should ask ourselves, has the church been involved the way they came out yesterday? Which church is this? Why? What was the objective? Why? What were they? What information did they give? Which areas did they touch? Catholic Church bishops missed out several aspects of church-affiliated fights to atrocities. So many young people have been killed from June, that we all know. The greed in government has been there for a long time. Last week, we were all here when we were talking about the issue of vaccines, and this one we have said for almost 1 month. In fact, I did not hear them mentioning Mpox, which is just due. I think it's supposed to begin in the course of this month. They had spoken about polio before. I remember in 2015 when they came out with their data or their clinical research on the molecular basis of that vaccine by then. But since then, they have come out, they have not come out up to yesterday. The question is, what is their interest? And now to answer your question is, one, there are two things here. The first one, when you catch a thief always tends to fight back immediately. And this also happens to when you catch a liar. They always fight back immediately. In fact, if ukiwashtua. But when someone is saying the truth the way we are saying it here all the time, we are not afraid of anyone coming for us because anyway, we are saying it to different people. Some of them are DCI in these spaces. So we don't care because that is what is right. But if you were liars, we would be whispering it somewhere. But to Kishikwa, we will retaliate. That is what happened yesterday. The symptoms you see in the letters or circular addressed by the government entities all over. And I've come to notice they were given an order, all the ministries, parastatal, CEOs, directors, to also blog. That is how low they have gone. Why are they blogging? They have literally lost the trust of Kenyans and everything has been stolen. By their blogging simply means marketing another entity. But now they are marketing a shell. So they have been given instruction that the best way to show the public that we are working is by marketing the services, which are not there anyway. So they are covering greed and lies. That is what happened yesterday as part of the reason why there is no one who is actually criticizing the church for coming out to fight atrocity. But one criticism, like for myself, a common Kenyan, that I have to go against the church and specifically Catholic, and I don't want to name Catholic alone. There are so many churches that are riding on atrocities. They are in businesses. Ziko mingi sana. Catholic just came out because they were pressed to the wall because of the whole issue of SHA. Remember, Catholic is owning so many mission hospitals in this country, and they have not gotten their money. They have not claimed the money from the NHIF. And they have even refused to join SHA because of that reason. So yesterday when they came out, guns blazing, and they were saying the government is lying. Part of the reason why they were saying the government is lying because the government has refused not even refused. There is no money, including in public and private facilities. There is no money to pay to the hospital for those patients who are treated by NHIF. Hakuna pesa. Hiyo pesa ya NHIF hakuna mtu anajua penye iko. Iliendanga hivyo. So there is no money. SHA was rolled out in a very sharp deviation. And the reason why they did that is that the money had already been, there was no money. So they came with a new entity and you are to register new. Now, when you are coming in as a new beneficiary, you start with 300. That is too low, that is too low that even the hospitals cannot claim anything. So they have not received. And that is part of the reason why they came out guns blazing. In short, the government is criticizing the Catholic Church because there is just a bombshell that is about to come out on the issue of SHA. That is one. Two, on the side of Joe Wanjiru and many of us common Kenyans who see things from a different angle, we are criticizing the government and we are criticizing the church. Why? We at the level of a common Kenyan, we have to come out and criticize the government and criticize the church. One reason is atrocities that has been happening for the last 11 years since Uhuru Kenyatta became president, took presidency from Mwai Kibaki. To date, the church has never come out. And here I'm talking of church irrespective of whether the religious group, irrespective of whether they are Muslims, they are Christians. Religious leaders have not come out to criticize in the strongest terms possible, including the recent atrocities we have seen, the issues of Adani, abductions, killing, femicide. We have not seen Anglican Church coming out. Catholic Church is coming out for their own interest. Everyone is protecting their own interest. So what does it mean then is that we common Kenyans think that the church, some of us think that the church is doing the right thing as from yesterday. But remember last week we were here asking ourselves, where is the church? Where has the sanity for the church gone? But it is clear for me to tell you that no, the church is not defending Kenyans. They lost the same way Eric was saying. There had been pastors with clear mindset, with mindset of Kenyans, with the blood of Kenyans flowing in them. They stood their ground when things were not working. The caliber of religious leaders currently we have are money-minded. And as I said before, what Catholic did yesterday is for their own benefit, not for your own benefit. Let's get this clear. If there was any other thing that was so important to defend or to come out guns blazing and call out this government, was to join us in the street in June. When Chege was killed and the head was down, blown everywhere, and the brain was being stooped on by vehicles, that was the time. It was the real time that if we had a church, a religious system in this country that had the interest of people at heart, hiyo ndio ilikuwa wakati watoke nje wakuwe na sisi kwa street. What you are seeing now is people coming out to react for the benefit of their own interest, not for the interest of Kenyans. And let this come out clearly. The church leaders who are here, get this home. They are not defending Kenyans. Let us know this clearly. They are defending themselves, and one of the reasons is because this government cannot be able to produce money to the mission hospitals. Now, as we talk, there is no money. Money is not there. And this government seems to have lied to them severally that the money will be paid. To the extent that even the Minister for Health herself has now become a blogger. The PS for Health is now, all the PSs for medical services and public health are now serious bloggers from morning to evening. Reason being, there is no money to pay any entity. So the government has lied to them. That is why they came out yesterday, guns blazing. Why are you lying? To protect their own interest and get what they deserve in their mission hospitals. There was nothing else like Kenyanism in them. There was nothing else. And let's forget about this thing.
As we carry out our discussion on this church versus state influence or interference, I want us to go back into history of our country and probably come to the realization that we've had some great bishops before of the Anglican Church and the Catholic Church and the other Protestant churches. Now look at an example of great church leaders like Alexander Muge, Bishop David Gitari, Bishop Okulu Henry. Look at these guys. These were great Anglican Church bishops, and they existed at a time when President Moi was above the law. And these guys criticized the state until the state had no room to breathe, and they ended up doing the right thing. Look at Reverend Timothy Njoya, the Presbyterian bishop, the Ndingi Mwana Nziki. These are guys who criticized the state with a passionate zeal. But is sad. I must say, it's sad that the Catholic Church attempted to criticize the government yesterday. Yes, they are cowards. They are partially cowards. But I must commend them for coming out and showing their slight cowardice. Now, we have lots of issues. These guys should have tackled these issues head on. They should have nailed the head totally. We are having a church that helped install a government that is no longer working for the people, a government that is now attacking the church. But then we need to ask ourselves, what is a church? What is a church? Where does a church exist? Do we have a church in Kenya? I expected the church yesterday, like the Catholic Church, at least it has come out of the many churches that we have in Kenya. At least they've come out, but they fell short because I expected them to tell us something about what is happening. They should have, in fact, called upon the population of the Catholic Church to abandon the polio vaccine until such a time when the government comes up clear on what is happening. Why did they administer a vaccine that is causing complexities on children and even killing others? I expected the church to come out clearly and condemn Gen Z murder. They should have also talked about the compensation. In the next state of the address by the church, the Catholic Church, I think they should come out clearly on the abductions, who is doing them. And the only person who can be doing the abductions is the government. And there are so many things that this government has failed to handle in the right way. The closure of Telegram, this is a clear show of treating symptoms instead of treating the root cause. Now, in Greece, sometimes back, during the Great Depression of Greece, there was a lot of femicide as well. It was reported. And this is also a symptom of something. It's a symptom of economic depression. We are not just going to call it femicide as such. Yesterday, we had a woman in Baringo stabbing a man severally. And we never saw it come out as an issue that is contra femicide.